Get ready, because it's time for Watertown Heroes Baseball.
That is going to be driven into left field. Going back, we'll see you later. That one's landed in Kranzberg. Talon Jurgens with the home run. 2-2. That's going to be driven into left field. Going back. It's gone. Grand slam for Nate Gray. That is going to be smashed. Right field. Going back. It's gone. A walk-off. Watertown will win on a walk-off by Rabine.
Now, let's head to the fields. With the call of tonight's game, here's the voice of Watertown Heroes Baseball, Brent Nathaniel.
And good afternoon, baseball fans. Welcome to Watertown Stadium as we get set for a double dip of baseball action here on Post 17 TV. Brent Nathaniel along with you as we get set for Arrows baseball, and the opponents this afternoon we're still in the high school season, is Sioux Falls Roosevelt, as we welcome in a couple of Sioux Falls teams this weekend here to Watertown Stadium. The Arrows are 7-9 on the year, and they are looking to pick up some wins this weekend to move themselves up in the high school rankings. Right now, the Arrows sit 13th. Top 16 will play in the regions coming up next week. Next Friday, it's Saturday. So the Arrows trying to do some damage against Roosevelt and Jefferson this weekend to move themselves up in the high school rankings. We're going to take our first time out. When we come back, we will chat with the coach, Ryan Neal. He comes up your way next. This is Post 17 TV.
With new McValue at McDonald's, you'll get more than you expect. Like buy a double cheeseburger and add chicken McNuggets for $1. Because 6 finals calls for a 6-piece chicken McNuggets. Get more than you expect with new McValue.
Well, Coach, split of Brookings on Wednesday night, a tale of two very different games. Kind of struggled to get the runs across the plate in Game 1, but that was, you were banging them left and right in Game 2. Tell us about the Brookings game.
Well, you're spot on, and anybody that watched it or followed along, noticed the same thing. Two completely different outcomes there, and I think really my message in between game was pretty simple to the guys, and it's playing for each other. I think it was kind of the message, and not worrying about screwing up. We just had and that's kind of been the story of our first 14 games in, something like that. When we've played bad, I don't think we feel like we've really gotten beat. We probably got beat a couple of times, and that's fine. When you play good and get beat, that is what it is. That's how it should be. But the other games, it just seemed like there's a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes that are happening. And it could come with some of the pressure that these guys feel, with this returning squad, this group of wanting to win so bad and not playing freely. And I think that was kind of the message too. And don't play for me. Don't play for Kyle. Don't play for Travis, Nick, or Phoenix, or your parents. Play for U16. That's all that matters. And in Game 2, we went out and did that, and they played loose, and they looked like they had a lot of fun, and the result is a resemblance of that.
Well, that's one of the questions I want to ask. How do you break that mentality and go, hey, guys, let's play to have fun. Let's play baseball.
Yeah, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question, and I've been on the other side of these phone calls, doing radio with coaches, the last couple of years as well, and and that's the magical answer that I don't know if I have right now. And that's what I told the guys, we just want to play for each other, and one thing, is just staying true to who you are. and just going out and playing the game. And whatever happens, happens. And that's, the message that we're trying to get across. These guys, we all know that they have a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent with this group, and probably the most talented group I've ever coached in. My 700 and some games, I told them that I've coached at the varsity level. But, trying to separate fun and pressure and trying to win so bad, or what school you might go to, or what school you might want to go to if you're an underclassman, we just gotta set that stuff off to the side and realize, boys, this is the last summer this group's ever going to be together. You got 16, 12, somewhere in there weeks of this. Enjoy it. Whatever path it takes us on, great. We all understand we have a goal at the end. If we fall short, nobody's going to be disappointed. I think we'll be disappointed if we don't play and have fun. And that's try the message and do some crazy stuff, play at some different guys in different positions in game 2, and trying to keep everybody as loose as possible.
Well, it starts tonight. We kind of begin the end of the high school season here. You get a couple of Sioux Falls opponents this weekend. Tonight you get Roosevelt's. What can you tell me about them and who's on the hill tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's came quickly, believe it or not. And these are important games for us, if we want to hopefully secure a spot in the Sweet 16 next weekend and, maybe still a chance to play at home. But you know what? All that's secondary. Sioux Falls West is traditionally made up a lot of Sioux Falls Roosevelt kids, which we would see tonight. But once again, just the moral with the Sioux Falls teams right now, they just go all, whether it's Sanford or Travel Ball or whoever, I don't know exactly who they have and what they return. I'll find that out when I get their roster and go over my scouting reports from Sioux Falls West. So it should be an intriguing matchup. And, Eric DeYoung, Ronnie, I call him, he was at SDSU when I was coaching there. He was a player. He's a Sioux Falls guy. So great deal of respect for Eric and what he does as a coach for there. It's been a few years since we've got to battle because he doesn't coach in the summer. So it's a nice reunion from that aspect. But, we're going to go back out with Cade Rylance in game 1 and Kane Everson in game 2. They've been both throwing the ball really, really well. I mean, pitching hasn't been our issue. So we look for 2 good outings out of those guys on the mound tonight.
Voice of Post 17 Baseball, Ryan Neal. We'll take another timeout. Starting lineups between the Arrows and the Rough Riders is next. This is Post 17 TV.
At Dakota Bodies, Made to Order is their middle name. They build premium and custom utility bodies for your unique needs. Dakota Bodies goes beyond customization, designing, engineering, and manufacturing service and utility bodies to your exact specifications. If standard isn't up to your speed, they've got you covered. Are you looking to learn more about their custom utility bodies? Visit dakotabodies.com. Good luck to Arrows baseball this season from the crew at Dakota Bodies.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Watertown Stadium, the site of this afternoon's contest between the visiting squad, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and the hometown purple and gold Watertown Arrows. First, the starting lineups for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Out in center field, batting leadoff and wearing number 1, Tucker DeHaan. Designated hitter will bat second and wear number 3, Jacob Munger. The shortstop will bat third and wear number 4, Lawson Hensley. The third baseman will bat fourth and wear number 8, Carl Hartman. The second baseman will bat fifth and wear number 14, Tyler Van Rokel. The catcher will bat sixth and wear number 9, Ian Stokes. First baseman will bat seventh and wear number 20, Ben Little. Out in right field and batting eighth, wear number 15, Adler Jensen. And the left fielder will bat ninth and wear number 5, Jack Hilly. Pitcher for game number 1 for Sioux Falls Roosevelt wears number 6, Logan Edwards. The Rough Riders are coached by Eric DeYoung and assisted by Jake Barkman. And now, on your feet, it's time for the starting lineups for the Watertown Arrows. The third baseman will bat first and wear number 2, Hayden Rice. right fielder will bat seconds and wear number 5, Mitch Olson. Center fielder will bat third and wear number 22, Marcus Pitkin. The shortstop will bat fourth and wear number 23, Nate Briggs. The designated hitter will bat fifth and wear number 20, Nash Berg. First baseman will bat sixth and wear number 14, Talon Jarkins. The second baseman will bat seventh and wear number 7, Triton Hemrick. The catcher will bat eighth and wear number 10, Jonathan Lake. And the left fielder will bat ninth and wear number 1, Cole Hansen. Pitcher for game number 1 wears number 16, Caden Rylance. The Arrows are coached by Ryan Neal, assisted by Nick Gebry, Travis Schmidt, Kyle Poles, and Gus Digger. That boy is Phoenix Thomas. That boys for this contest, the umpires for this contest are Roger Merriam and Matt Clark. Now would you please stand to face the flag out in left field for the playing of our national anthem. It's Watertown and Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School baseball this afternoon here, Post 17 TV. I'm Brett Nathaniel along with you here this afternoon. Game 1 of 2 we have here on Post 17 TV on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way you know when we go live all season long here on Post 17 TV. Sioux Falls Jefferson in town tomorrow. That is a noon and 2 o'clock first pitch. And we'll have those for you here on Post 17 TV. Rough Riders in their maroon unis with the gold letter. Of course, the Arrows in their pinstripes with the gold and purple numbering. It is a beautiful afternoon for baseball here in Watertown, South Dakota. Temperatures in the low 80s. Winds out of the north this afternoon. Not as great as last Saturday when we had, it was 72 light winds. It was a perfect day for baseball, but this is right up there. We don't get many of these days. We went right from winter into spring. I've even planted my tomatoes already. And my onions. And I'm probably going to plant a few more things tomorrow after the ball game tomorrow. It's going to be that nice next week, too, into the 80s. Had to turn the old AC on and thankfully cranked over, so I don't have that headache to worry about. But, yeah, it's definitely summer here in Watertown, South Dakota once again. In the first 3 for Sioux Falls Roosevelt's, Dunhan, Munger, and Hensley here this afternoon. So let's play some baseball. Watertown really needing a good sweep this weekend of both opponents. Watertown could get the sweep. That would go a long ways. First pitch goes down for strike. 0-1 to Tucker DeHaan. First pitch, 4:57. We're running ahead of schedule. Don't want to curse it though. That one goes outside. 1-1 to DeHaan. Glad to have you along here, Post 17 TV. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. That one goes down for a ball. 2-2 the count to DeHaan. Rylance fires in. Big swing and a miss in the dirt. Drops strike 3. Will throw over to first in time. And there's the first out of the inning. Next up, Jacob Munger, the designated hitter here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. I'll get my switch it fingers ready here. Won't give you guys whiplash too much, I hope. First pitch, strike. 0-1 to Munger. DH here for Roosevelt. That is going to be sent foul. Munger drops into the hole now at 0-2. Cato fires in. That's going to be fouled right into the nets. Count remains at 0-2. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the second out of the inning. So here's Lawson Hensley now. First pitch goes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Hensley. Strike. 1-1. And I don't know why my scoreboard is not coming up. Strike there. 1-2 to Hensley. Ball evens up the count at 2-2. That is going to be a grounder scooped up there. No, Briggs will bobble it, and reaching in time will be Hensley. Hensley will head over to first. He'll be safe on the air there by Briggs at short. And we play on. Hey, there my scoreboard kicked on. So we play on here with Hartman. First pitch goes down for a strike. Cato fires that one in. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 here to Hartman, the third baseman for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. 2 outs and 1 on here for the Rough Riders. Outside. 1-2. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3, and the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 stranded on bag, a half inning complete. We're off to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless between Watertown and Sioux Falls Roosevelt. This is Post 17 TV.
In many sports, a winning team needs strength, strategy. In many sports, a winning team needs strength, strategy, and amazing execution. The same is true for investing. Wells Fargo Advisors is here to help you reach your goals with customized strategies and sophisticated planning tools. Wells Fargo Advisors, professional advice, innovative insights, a team that's invested in you. In Watertown, call Heath Rylands today at 605-882-7145. Wells Fargo Advisors is a trade name used by Wells Fargo Clearing Services, LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer, and a separate non-bank affiliate of Wells Fargo Company.
I'm bored.
When you need a little fun, head to the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day. Have all your favorites and all kinds of fun. Make it a buffet day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Stop into Roy's Sports Shop for the newest and latest apparel, footwear, and equipment for your sports. Whether it's a new bat from Marucci, a glove from Rawlings, a new pair of shoes from Under Armour or Adidas, or a pair of Oakley sunglasses, Roy's Sports Shop has what you need. Check out their online spirit store for apparel from your favorite team or school. Let them know if you'd like to start a new online store for your team or organization. Roy's Sports Shop is a local business that has served our area for the past 50 years. Roy's Sports Shop, East Highway 212, Watertown.
Heading off to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless between Watertown and Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Watertown to bat will send Reese, Olson, and Pitkin, the first three here this afternoon. On the hill for Roosevelt is Logan Edwards. So Reese will step into that batter's box here for Watertown. Again, Jefferson tomorrow, noon and 2 o'clock. We'll have it here on Post 17 TV. First pitch, ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Hayden Reese. Strike the call there, counted 1-1. That's going to be delivered into the gap. Right field, going to drop down for a base hit. Reese's pass first on his way to second. That's where he's going to stop for a leadoff double for the Arrows. That's the way Watertown wants to start. And next up to bat here for the purple and gold will be Mitch Olson. So Olson got a man in scoring position already. Showing bunts, gets it down. That's going to be a little dribbler foul down the third base line. 0-1 here to Olson. Edwards fires in. Strike. Olson in the hole now at 0-2. That is going to be fouled into the dirt. Count still at 0-2. Here's the toss That is a grounder right back to the pitcher, and he's going to toss it over to first. There's the out, but Olson doing his job. Reese advancing to third. Olson will be out on the 1-3, one away, but Watertown now with a man just 90 feet away. And here comes Marcus Pitkin.
The batter, center fielder, number 22, Marcus Pitkin.
First pitch. That is going to be popped up and will go foul. 0-1 here to Marcus Pitkin. One away, scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Watertown with a man 90 feet away. As Edward fires in low for a ball. 1-1 to the center fielder, Marcus Pitkin, third batter here for Watertown. Here's the toss. Outside. 2-1 to Pitkin.
Okay, I'll get out of the way.
Edwards fires again. That's going to be fouled into the backstop, and it ricochets off the concrete, then comes down. 2-2 here to Pitkin. And this one's from my phone. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3. And the second out of the inning. To the plate now is Nate Briggs for Watertown. Man still stuck on third is Hayden Reese. He led off this inning with a double. Mitch Olson got him over to third. Pitkin struck out. So here comes Briggs, still with that man 90 feet away. Edwards fires in a first pitch. That's going to be delivered into right field, going back. That's going to drop down at the wall. 1 run will score. On his way to second is Briggs, and that is where he's going to stop. An RBI double by Nate Briggs. Scores Reese from third, and the Arrows take the lead 1-0. So some two-out hitting here by Briggs. Gets Watertown on the board, and here comes Nash. First pitch, strike. 0-1 to here to Nash. Berg the DH here in this game, number 1. That is a grounder right to the second baseman, scooped up, tossed to first in time for the final outs of the inning. 4-3 and the third outs, but Watertown gets one across. They'll strand one on bag and 2 hits in the inning. We're off to the second. Watertown on top, 1-0. This is Post 17 TV.
With over 135 years of combined industry expertise, Persona Triangle is one of the largest full-service facility providers in the U.S. Their custom-tailored, innovative signs and lighting systems can be found in hospitality accommodations, retail settings, restaurants, corporate complexes, healthcare facilities, sporting events and venues, educational institutions, and more. Persona Triangle brings brands to life. For more information, visit PersonaTriangle.com. Good luck to Arrows Baseball from Persona Triangle.
Midwest Foam and Coatings LLC is a family-owned and operated full-service insulation company specializing in spray foam application and energy efficiency. They offer all types of insulation like spray foam, blown-in cellulose, blown-in fiberglass, and fiberglass bats. Midwest Foam and Coatings also does insulation removal along with specialty coating that can restore rubber and metal roof systems. Visit their website for more information at mwfoam.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Midwest Foam and Coatings.
Van Roekel, Stokes, and Little due up here for Rough Riders in the top half of the second inning. Arrows on top, 1-0. Van Roekel with a 1-1 count. Cato up on the hill here in game number 1. Strike the call. 1-2 to Van Roekel. Roosevelt no hits in that first inning, and big swing and a miss. Strike number 3, and the first out of the inning. That is the 4th K for Cato on the afternoon. Ian Stokes to the plate now for the Rough Riders. Only base runner has been Lawson Hensley, and he reached on the air. First pitch ball here to Stokes. Strike. 1-1 the count. Ooh, beamed him right on the head there. So a hit by a pitch. And a man will get on here for Roosevelt. And to the plate now is Ben Little.
Runner on first. The batter be the first baseman, number 20, Ben Little.
We're going to get a courtesy runner over on first.
That's Chris Logue.
So Chris Logue will be the runner over on first here for Roosevelt. First pitch is a swing and a miss to Little, 0-1. That's up high. 1-1. Outside. 2-1 to Little. Man on first is Logue. After Ian Stokes was hit by a pitch. Cato fires. Strike. Makes it even at 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Strike number 3 and the second out of the inning. Adler Jensen to the plate now here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt with 2 away and 1 on. It's Logue. He's been stuck at first back. First pitch is a swing and a miss. 0-1 here to Jensen. Roosevelt's 9-9 on the year. Sitting in the 10 slots. Fouled away. 0-2 Watertown in the 13 slots in the regions, which get played next Friday and Saturday. Watertown, when I talked to Coach Neal, he said, well, the more wins, the better. If we could sweep this weekend, it would go a long ways to hosting some games next Friday and Saturday. Throw to first is not in time. Oh, and 2 the count here to Jensen. Cato fires. Strike number 3 and the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, one stranded on bag. We're off to the bottom of the second inning with the Arrows on top, 1-0. This is Post 17 TV.
In the heart of South Dakota, where community and traditions thrive, ReliaBank has been a trusted presence for over a century. From our humble beginnings in 1920, we've grown alongside our communities, committed to financial success and community betterment. At ReliaBank, hometown customer service isn't just a promise, it's our legacy. Your success is our success, so let's keep growing together. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 100 years. Experience banking where hometown values still matter.
Rising Star Hydraulics of Watertown specializes in the fabrication of round, shape, square, and rectangular tube, as well as solid, flat, and channel stock. Rising Star Hydraulics has a core belief of outstanding customer service. You can expect great service on all orders placed. They track your order from purchase to final inspection, even after it's been shipped. Visit risingstarhyd.com for more information. Good luck to Arrows baseball this season from Rising Star Hydraulics.
At Dynamic Dental, we're here for the whole team. From little leaguers to seasoned pros, we treat your family like part of ours. Cracked a tooth sliding into home? No problem. With same-day crowns, you'll be back in the game in no time. Whether it's wisdom teeth, implants, or dentures, our sedation options will keep you comfortable every step of the way. Clear aligners. Straighten your smile so you can remain confident both on and off the field. Looking good on the field starts with a healthy smile. Call Dynamic Dental today.
We head to the bottom of the second. Juergens, Hemrick, and Lake due up for the purple and gold this half inning of work. Logan Edwards continues his crusade up on the hill. First pitch. That is going to be delivered into right field. Coming on there will be Hilly, and he will have the first out of the inning. So here comes Trayton Hemrick. First pitch goes down for strike. 0-1 here to Hemrick. Strike again. 0-2 to the second baseman, Trayton Hemrick. One away here in the bottom of the second inning. Couple of hits for Watertown in this game. That is going to be delivered down the first base line, and we'll go foul. Count is still 0-2. Edwards stares in, finds what he likes. The lefty fires. Strike three. And that is the second out of the inning. Jonathan Lake to the plate now here for Watertown with two away and nobody on. Watertown sent one run across in the first on an RBI double by Nate Briggs. 2 hits in that inning. Hayden Reese had a double to lead off the first. First pitch goes for a ball here to Lake. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike the call there. 1-1. It's a Lake. Ball there. 2-1 to Lake. That is a grounder right to the shortstop. That's Hensley. Scoops it up. Toss over to Little in time for the final outs of the inning. 6-3, and Watertown goes down in the order. No runs, no hits, no one left on bag. We're off to the third with the Arrows on top, 1-0. This is Post 17 TV.
William Neal & Company would like to wish the Watertown Post-17 Legion baseball team good luck this season. Another great team for all your auditing, accounting, and tax preparation needs are the professionals at William Neal & Company, a full-service accounting firm serving the area for over 50 years. Offices located in Watertown and Clark. Give them a call today at 886-6028. That's 886-6028.
Know why you see so many commercial landscapers mowing on a Gravely? Because they like to use the toughest, most reliable lawnmowers. Gravely puts that same ingenuity into each of their zero-turn mowers. From big machines with fully welded tubular frames and deep fabricated decks to smaller, easy-to-maneuver units, when you mow on a Gravely, you feel like a pro. If you're a homeowner who takes your lawn care seriously, there's only one choice: Gravely.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Watertown Post-17 baseball team. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hilly, Hahn, and DeHaan and Munger due up here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt as we head off to the top of the third inning. Arrows on top, 1-0. Roosevelt tonight, Sioux Falls Jefferson tomorrow. We'll have tomorrow's game noon and 2 o'clock here on Post 17 TV. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way you know when we go live all season long here with Post 17 and Watertown Arrows baseball. First pitch into Hilly. Swing and a miss for strike. 0-1 to Hilly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks for Cato on the afternoon. That one's in the dirt. 1-1. Wind blowing out of the north, blowing across the field. Blowing from left to right here this afternoon. Outside. 2-1. Here's the toss. Strike. Makes the count even at 2-2. Cato fires. Big swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And the 7th K for Cato in the ball game. Back up to the top of the order we go, the second time through the order for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And here's Tucker DeHaan. Big swing and a miss. Strike. DeHaan struck out in his last at-bats in the first. Swung on that one again for a strike. DeHaan in the hole now at 0-2. Time is called. One out and nobody on here for Roosevelt. Oh, that got the ump right in the knee. 1-2 to DeHaan. Clark gonna come out, take a little extra time, brush off the plate a little bit, and Lake gonna come out and chat with Cato on the hill. Coach Deal coming out, checking on Clark. One might have ricocheted in an uncomfortable place. Looks like he's doing pretty good, though. All right, here we go. Play on. 1-2 to DeHaan. That is a grounder right to Himmerich. He'll toss it over to Berg in time. Second out of the inning. 4-3, 2 away. Jacob Munger to the plate now for the Rough Riders.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 3, Jacob Munger.
Munger struck out and is only at bat back in the first inning. First pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Munger. Fouled into the dirt. 1-1 to Munger. Right down the middle for a strike. 1-2 is the count. That is a grounder through the glove of Cato, but scooped up by Himmerich. Toss across in time for the final out of the inning. Another 4-3, and Roosevelt goes down in the order. No runs, no hits, no one left on bag. We're off to the bottom of the third with the Arrows on top, 1-0. This is Post 17 TV.
Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction. If you're looking for a general contractor for custom homes in and around the Watertown area or are in need of residential, commercial home, and commercial home remodeling, give Tony Arnold Construction a call at 605-880-8497 or email TonyArnoldConstruction@gmail.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction.
The best way to get the most out of college is to do the most while you're in it. At Lake Area Tech, you'll learn in living, working environments with hands-on training and real-world experience to prepare for a high-paying career you love right out of school. From the moment you step on campus until you're one of our graduate success stories, when you start something here, you'll get an education you can really put to work and the best return on your investment. Lake Area Tech, the start of something new.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
We're off to the bottom of the third inning with the Arrows leading the Rough Riders 1-0. Brett Nathaniel along with you tonight here, Post 17 TV, and due up, Hanson, Reese, and Olson for the purple and gold. Edwards continues up on the hill here for Sioux Falls Roosevelts. First pitch, bunt shown, pulled back, strike is the call. 0-1 into Hanson. There's 2 hits for Watertown. Those were both back in the first inning. Only scoring was an RBI double by Breaks. Ball. 1-1 to Hanson. That's a big swing and a miss for a strike. 1-2 the count. Did he go? Did not. Ball is the call. 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And the first out of the inning. Back up to the top of the order we go. The second time through the order for Watertown. And here is Hayden Reese. Reese led off the ball game with a double. He's one of 2 Watertown hits. Reese and Briggs both had the hits on the night. That is going to be fouled away. 0-1 here to Reese. Up and away, 1-1. Here's the toss. Took a hop. 2-1 here to Reese. 1 away and nobody on for Watertown. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Fouled into the nets. 2-2. Fills up the count there on a low ball. 3-2. Ball 4. So base on balls, and Watertown has a base runner here in the 3rd inning with 1 out. To the plate now is Mitch Olson. Mitch did his duty and got the ground ball there, a little bunt situation, and moved Reese over to 3rd back in the 1st. First pitch. Ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Olson. Low again. Two-0 is the count. Outside again. Edwards falls in the hole now at 3-0 to Mitch Olson. Here's the pitch. Ball. 4-pitch walk. Second straight walk issued in this inning, and there's 2 on for the Arrows. To the plate, Marcus Pitkin. So there's 2 on for Watertown, leading 1-0 here at the bottom of the 3rd inning with only 1 away. Edwards fires in a first pitch. Bunt shown. Little dribbler scooped up there by the pitcher. Toss over to 1st in time. The bunt is successful. 1-3. 2nd out. Reese to 3rd. Olson to 1st. So there's 2 outs, but now 2 in scoring position here for Watertown. To the plate is Nate Briggs, who already has an RBI double back in the 1st. Let's see what Nate can do here. Strike is the first pitch. That is going to be into the gap. Right field drops down for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score as that ball went all the way to the corner. It is another 2 RBI single here for Nate Briggs. Briggs now with 3 RBIs on the afternoon, and the Arrows lead 3-0. Briggs gets home Reese and Olson, and here comes Nash. And he is going to pop that one up, foul down the 3rd base line. So 0-1 here to Nash. So what an afternoon for Nate Briggs. 3 RBIs. He's got 2 hits on the afternoon. Outside to Burke. 1-1. That is a grounder right back to the pitcher, and he'll just run it over, and a quick toss to the first baseman, Little. And that is the final out of the inning. So Watertown gets 2 runs on 1 hit and strands 1 on bag. We're off to the 4th with the Arrows on top, 3-0. This is Post 17 TV.
Between working on our farm and being a surgical nurse here at Prairie Lakes for 43 years, my shoulders have been through a lot. I needed a different kind of surgery. It's called a reverse total shoulder replacement. Different shoulders are different. With surgeons like Dr. Johnston here in Watertown, I didn't need a different city, just a different plan.
Prairie Lakes Healthcare System. Your health, our mission.
At Active Heating, you could say we specialize in comfort, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, air and water quality. Active Heating is ready. Too hot or too cold? Our certified comfort experts for Coleman Heating and Cooling Equipment can help. Don't let a leak drain your bank account. Our plumbers can handle it. Improve your air and water quality with an air purifier and reverse osmosis system from Active Heating, your local Coleman dealer. Active Heating of Watertown and Brookings, your comfort experts.
Shortstop, number 4.
We head to the top of the 4th inning for the Rough Riders. Hensley, Hartman, and Van Rokel, as that one is delivered into left center, and coming on is Hanson. He'll make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 hit, 1 out.
Number 1.
F7, and there's 1 away.
That'll bring to the plate third base.
So here's Carl Hartman.
Hartman.
Cato continues his crusade up on the hill. 7 Ks for Cato on the afternoon. First pitch strike into Hartman, who struck out in his last at-bat in the first. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. That is popped up and will go foul. Count still remains at 0-2.
At the concession stand, sponsored by Lake Area Tech.
Up high, got out a Lake's glove there. 1-2 to Hartman. Big swing and a miss, strike number 3. The 8th K for Cato.
With 2 out, that'll bring up the second.
And it's the second out of the inning. Tyler Van Rokel to the plate now here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt with 2 away and nobody on. First pitch. That is popped up into right. Olsen comes on, tracks it down, and that's the final out of the inning. Rosie goes down in the order, and we're off to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Arrows holding on to a 3-0 lead. This is Post 17 TV.
As one of the nation's strongest financial organizations, First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card have the strength to do good. We support nearly 700 organizations and nonprofits. Our employees give more than 30,000 volunteer hours annually. And we are continually seeking ways to make South Dakota an even better place to live. It's the Premier way. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card.
With new McValue at McDonald's, you'll get more than you expect. Like buy a double cheeseburger and add Chicken McNuggets for $1. Because 6 finals calls for a 6-piece Chicken McNuggets. Get more than you expect with new McValue.
To the bottom of the 4th inning we go for Watertown. It'll be Juergens, Hemrick, and Lake for the Arrows, leading 3-0. Logan Edwards continues up on the hill here for the Rough Riders. First pitch. That is a grounder right to the second baseman through his glove and out into right field. That'll be a base hit. Juergens will reach. And that is the second error, I believe, for the Rough Riders. Yes, second error for the Rough Riders in this game. So Juergens will reach and we play on. This pitch to Hemrick goes off his foot. Oof. And he'll go limping off to first. So quickly there's 2 on. There's. Says he's good. He's going to take a minute to walk it off, though, over on the right. So Hemrick taking a moment.
Number 10, Jonathan Lake.
Yep, Hemrick, he's taking a moment. He's limping a little bit. I'm sure he'll be fine now. In a couple of hours, we'll see where he's at. We'll see how black and blue he is in a couple of hours. All right, so we play on with Jonathan Lake. 2 on for Watertown. Here at the bottom of the 4th inning, leading 3-0. First pitch into Lake shows bunt pulled back, and that is through Stokes. And we'll get a no throw, and everybody's going to head over a bag. Juergens to third, Hemrick to second. 1-0 here to Lake. 2 in scoring position now for Watertown. That is popped up and along the first base line. We'll go foul into batting cages. 1-1 here to Lake. Strike. 1-2 to Lake. That is through the pitcher. Grabbed there by the shortstop. Tossed to first in time for the out. But he'll get the RBI. Lake out on a 6-3. He'll be the first out, but he's going to score Juergens. Watertown tacks on another and leads 4-0. Hemrick will slide over to third bag. Cole Hansen to the plate now here for the Arrows. Takes a first pitch strike. Another run just 90 feet away here for Watertown. Swung on, pulled back. Still got the strike though. That was a nice pitch. So Hansen in the hole at 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. And the second out of the inning. Back up to the top of the order, the third time through the order now, Hayden Reese. He's got a man 90 feet away in Trayton Hemrick.
Top of the order, third baseman, Hayden Reese.
First pitch. Up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Reese. That is a grounder foul. Tried a bare hand there by Coach Neal. Didn't quite get it. 1-1 to Reese. Low, 2-1. In the nets. 2-2 to Reese. Strike is the call. Strike number 3 and the final outs of the inning. Watertown will tack on another run, no hits, and will strand 1 on bag. A new score as we enter the 5th. Arrows 4, Rough Riders nothing. This is Post 17 TV.
At Dakota Bodies, made to order is their middle name. They build premium and custom utility bodies for your unique needs. Dakota Bodies goes beyond customization, designing, engineering, and manufacturing service and utility bodies to your exact specifications. If standard isn't up to your speed, they've got you covered. Are you looking to learn more about their custom utility bodies? Visit dakotabodies.com. Good luck to Arrows baseball this season from the crew at Dakota Bodies.
Oh wow, look at that mower. It's a Skag mower. Man, that looks like a comfortable ride. The job it's doing on that yard, it's knocking it out of the park. And boy, that mower can move. What I wouldn't do to have that mower.
What's the call, The moment you know you want a Skag. Skag. Simply the best.
We're off to the 5th with the Arrows on top of the Rough Riders, 4-0. Stokes, Little, and Jensen due up here for the Rough Riders as Cato continues up on the hill as that first pitch is fouled away. 0-1 here to Stokes, who was hit by the pitch in the second inning. That is a grounder right to Briggs. Scoops it up. Toss across in time. First out of the inning. 6-3, 1 away. Ben Little to the plate now here for Rosie.
Number 20, Ben Little.
Rough Riders have only had 2 base runners here on the afternoon. Cato fires in. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike. 0-1 here to Little. Little struck out in his last at-bat. Cato's at 8 Ks on the afternoon. Swung on and missed there. 0-2. Well, the heater there for ball. 1-2 to Little. In the heater. Swung on and missed. Strike number 3. The 9th K for Cato. And the second out of the inning. Adler Jensen to the plate now here for the Rough Riders. 2 away and nobody on. We're on top of the 5th inning. First pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Jensen. Strike there, caught the corner, 1-1. Jensen struck out in his last at-bat in the second. Swung on and missed. 1-2 now to Jensen. That is a grounder scooped up there by Reese. Toss across was a little wild. Got past Berg. He had to go off the bag. And reaching will be Jensen.
Jensen safe at first.
So Jensen will reach, and we will play on.
The left fielder, number 5, Jack Billy.
You just score that one a hit? That's what I was thinking too. First pitch goes down for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Jack Hilly. Still no hits here for Roosevelt. Ball. 2-0 to Hilly. 4-0 Watertown, top of 5. 1 on and 2 out here for the Rough Riders. Got him there, strike. 2-1. That's going to take a hop, going to pass Lake. Lake will have to go retrieve it, and Jensen will head over to first. 3-1 here to Hilly. By the way, Jensen on second. He is only the third base runner for Roosevelt in this game. Up high, ball 4. So base on balls. So now 2 on for Roosevelt. We go back up to the top of the order. The third time through the order, DeHaan will step into the batter's box. So a bit of ground outs and a strikeout, and then an error. Reached on an error and a base on balls here for Roosevelt. First pitch fouled away, 0-1 to DeHaan. Ball there. 1-1 to DeHaan. Had a strike in the first, grounded out in the third. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. Ball there, 2-2.
Okay, let's get him out of there. Let's go.
Gato fires. That is a grounder scooped up there by Reese. Toss across, that's in time. Final out of the inning. 5-3. No runs, no hits. 2 left on bag. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Watertown hold on to a 4-0 lead. This is Post 17 TV.
At Dakota Bodies, made to order is their middle name. They build premium and custom utility bodies for your unique needs. Dakota Bodies goes beyond customization, designing, engineering, and manufacturing service and utility bodies to your exact specifications. If standard isn't up to your speed, they've got you covered. Are you looking to learn more about their custom utility bodies? Visit dakotabodies.com. Good luck to Arrows baseball this season from the crew at Dakota Bodies.
Oh, wow, look at that mower. It's a Skag mower. Man, that looks like a comfortable ride. The job it's doing on that yard, it's knocking it out of the park. And boy, that mower can move. What I wouldn't do to have that mower.
What's the call, The moment you know you want a Skag. Skag. simply the best.
In many sports, a winning team needs strength, strategy, and amazing execution. The same is true for investing. Wells Fargo Advisors is here to help you reach your goals with customized strategies and sophisticated planning tools. Wells Fargo Advisors, professional advice, innovative insights, a team that's invested in you. In Watertown, call Heath Rylance today at 605-882-7145. Wells Fargo Advisors is a trade name used by Wells Fargo Clearing Services, LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer, and a separate non-bank affiliate of Wells Fargo Company.
We're up to the bottom of the 5th inning. Watertown leading Sioux Falls Roosevelt 4-0. For Watertown, I should say, it'll be Olson, Pitkin, and Briggs as Logan Edwards continues up on the hill here for Roosevelt. First pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Mitch Olson. That is going to be delivered down for a base hit into right field. Going to roll back at the wall. Around first will go Olson. He's going to try 2. He's going to get it. A double for Mitch Olson. His first hit of the ball game, and Watertown's got something cooking as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. To the plate now is Marcus Pitkin.
The center fielder, number 22, Marcus Pitkin.
First pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 to Pitkin, looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Struck out in the first, had the bunts over in the 3rd. Ball there. 1-1 to Pitkin. Ball there. 2-1. Fouled into the dirt. 2-2 to Pitkin.
Come on, Marcus.
What kind is it? I don't know, maybe cheese pepperoni. It's here, so.
That is a grounder, going to take a hop, and it's going to be scooped up by the second baseman. Toss across is in time for the first out of the inning. 6-3, 1 away. To the plate now is Nate Briggs.
2 for 2 for the day.
Briggs is 3 RBIs. 2 for 2 and 3 RBIs on the afternoon. He's got a man in scoring position on second bag. Edwards fires in, first pitch, strike. 0-1 to Briggs. Outside. 1-1. As that one got away there from Stokes. He'll get it back, though, keeping Olson on second bag. Here's the toss. That is a grounder right to the first baseman. He'll bobble it, chase it, get it, touch the bag for the second out. Advancing to third, though, will be Olson. So Briggs will be out.
So 2 out, runner at third.
2 away.
That'll bring up the first.
And here is Nash. Now would be a good time for a Nash smash. Get another run in. Nash looking for his first hit of the afternoon. First pitch. Strike as he went. 0-1 to Berg. He's grounded out twice in this ballgame. That is going to get past Stokes, and we're going to get a play at home. Sliding in safely will be Olson. Watertown tacks on another on a wild pitch, leading 5-0. So Olson scores on the wild pitch. Berg with a 1-1 count, and the bags are now clear. Still 2 away for Watertown. In the dirt, 2-1. If we play on, it'd be Talon Jurgens due up next. Strike. 1-1 to Berg. That is a grounder scooped up there by the pitcher. Toss over to first in time. 1-3 on the final out of the inning. Watertown gets a run on a hit and no one left on bag. We are off to the 6th inning with the Arrows on top, 5-0. This is Post 17 TV.
As one of the nation's strongest financial organizations, First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card have the strength to do good. We support nearly 700 organizations and nonprofits. Our employees give more than 30,000 volunteer hours annually. And we are continually seeking ways to make South Dakota an even better place to live. It's the Premier way. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card.
At Active Heating, you could say we specialize in comfort, heating and air conditioning, plumbing, air and water quality. Active Heating is ready. Too hot or too cold? Our certified comfort experts for Coleman Heating and Cooling equipment can help. Don't let a leak drain your bank account. Our plumbers can handle it. Improve your air and water quality with an air purifier and reverse osmosis system from Active Heating, your local Coleman dealer. Active Heating of Watertown and Brookings, your comfort experts.
Between working on our farm and being a surgical nurse here at Prairie Lakes for 43 years, my shoulders have been through a lot. I needed a different kind of surgery. It's called a reverse total shoulder replacement. Different shoulders are different. With surgeons like Dr. Johnston here in Watertown, I didn't need a different city, just a different plan.
Prairie Lakes Healthcare System. Your health, our mission.
We're off to the 6th. Arrows on top, 5-0. Munger, Hensley, and Hartman due up here for Roosevelt as Munger has an 0-2 count from Cato, 73 pitches for Cato coming into this inning. Here's the 0-2. Outside for a ball. 1-2 to Munger. Grounded out in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. Cato's got 9 Ks on the afternoon. That one pitch there goes for a ball. That is going to be delivered into center field. Pitkin's going to backpedal, find it, close the glove for the first out of the inning. One away. To the plate for the Rough Riders is Lawson Hensley.
The plate, the shortstop, number 4, Lawson Hensley.
4 base runners for Sioux Falls Roosevelt on the afternoon. Had 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 1st. First pitch. That is popped up and will go foul. 0-1 to Hensley. Reached on the air back in the 1st and flew out in the 4th. So 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Here's the pitch. That is popped up. And could we get it? No. Going to foul. Going to go and hit just above me. 0-2 to Hensley. We were in the old press box. We'd be ducking. Cato steps off. Now the 0-2. That is going to be into shallow left, just off the sand. There is Briggs. He'll come from shorts and grab that. Second out of the inning. So 2 away, and to the plate now is Carl Hartman. 2 away and nobody on here for Roosevelt's, trailing Watertown 5-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch. Ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Hartman. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. He struck out twice. That is going to be popped up and will go into the gap right field. Going to go roll back at the wall. Hartman around first on his way to second. That's a double. That is the first Roosevelt hit of the afternoon.
That's the first base hit for Roosevelt this afternoon.
So 2 out hitting here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. They'll get a man on. To the plate now is Van Rokel. So Roosevelt with the man in scoring position off their first hit of the afternoon. Just their 5th base runner. First pitch into Van Rokel. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 to Van Rokel. Flew out in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Outside. 1-2 to Van Rokel. Got him there. Strike number 3. The 10th K for Cato. And the final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on bag. We're off to the bottom of the 6th inning. Arrows leading the Rough Riders 5-0. This is Post 17 TV.
The best way to get the most out of college is to do the most while you're in it. At Lake Area Tech, you'll learn in living, working environments with hands-on training and real-world experience to prepare for a high-paying career you love right out of school. From the moment you step on campus until you're one of our graduate success stories. When you start something here, you'll get an education you can really put to work and the best return on your investment. Lake Area Tech, the start of something new.
Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction. If you're looking for a general contractor for custom homes in and around the Watertown area or are in need of residential, commercial home, and commercial home remodeling, give Tony Arnold Construction a call at 605-880-8497 or email TonyArnoldConstruction@gmail.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Tony Arnold Construction. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Watertown Post 17 baseball team. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Off to the bottom of the 6th inning. For Watertown, it'll be Juergens, Hemrick, and Lake. Logan Edwards continues his crusade up on the hill. Get you his pitch count coming up here in a moment. First pitch. Gonna take a hop for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Juergens. Outside, 2-0. Edwards at 75 pitches coming into this inning. ball. 3-0 to Juergens. Strike the call there. 3-1. Strike there. Now the count is full. 3-2. Edwards, 3 straight balls, now 2 straight strikes. 3-2. Got him. Strike number 3. And the first out of the inning. Trayton Hemrick to the plate now here for Watertown. He was hit by the pitch back in the 4th. Looks to be okay now. Took it right off his foot. First pitch, strike. 0-1 to Hemrick. Strike again. 0-2 to Hemrick. Edwards delivers in. It's fouled away. Count is still 0-2 to Hemrick. Edwards, the lefty, fires. That is going to be popped up, shallow center, and it's going to go between the tri-point there. And reaching will be Hemrick. DeHaan and Van Rohel were trying to find that one. Hensley then covered second. So Hemrick reaches, and to the plate is Lake. First pitch, outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Lake. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Lake did get the RBI back in the 4th, though. So he grounded in Talon Juergens from 3rd. Catch in the corner there, 1-2 to Lake. 4 hits for Watertown in this game. They have stranded 3 on bag. Time is called. Hemrick's the man over on first with 1 away. Bottom of the 6th inning, 5-0 Watertown. Watertown got a run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. Strike the call there. Strike number 3 and the second out of the inning. Cole Hanson, the number 9 hitter for Watertown, will step into the batter's box with 2 away and 1 on here at the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch, show and bunt, balled back, strike the call. 0-1 here to Hanson. Ball there. 1-1 to Hanson. Runner goes, the pitch. Got to get behind Stokes, and taking second there will be Hemrick. Ball to call. Edwards fires. Strike there. Makes the count even at 2-2. That is fouled away. Count still 2-2. That is a grounder to the shortstop, Hensley. He'll toss across, stretching. We'll get an appeal to home. They're going to say he was safe. So Roger Merriam in the outfield needed the appeal to the home plate umpire, and now they're going to chat about it. The initial call was safe. Hanson on first. Nope, they're going to reverse it. It will be an out. So 6-3 and the final out of the inning. Watertown, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on bag. We're off to the 7th. Cato going to try to close this one out next. This is Post 17 TV.
In the heart of South Dakota, where community and traditions thrive, ReliaBank has been a trusted presence for over a century. From our humble beginnings in 1920, we've grown alongside our communities, committed to financial success and community betterment. At ReliaBank, hometown customer service isn't just a promise, it's our legacy. Your success is our success, so let's keep growing together. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 100 years. Experience banking where hometown values still matter.
Midwest Foam and Coatings LLC is a family-owned and operated full-service insulation company specializing in spray foam application and energy efficiency. They offer all types of insulation like spray foam, blown-in cellulose, blown-in fiberglass, and fiberglass bats. Midwest Foam and Coatings also does insulation removal along with specialty coating that can restore rubber and metal roof systems. Visit their website for more information at mwfoam.com. Good luck to the Watertown Post 17 baseball team from Midwest Foam and Coatings.
Well, Cato going to try to close this one out at 87 pitches. Arrows lead the Rough Riders 5-1 here in game number 1 of 2 here this afternoon. Brett Nathaniel along with you here. It'll be Stokes, Little, and Jensen due up for the Rough Riders. Don't forget, we'll have game number 2 about 30 minutes following this one. We'll have to fire up a new stream on YouTube. If you go under the live tab, it's already there for you. All I have to do is click on it and wait. That is a grounder right to second baseman Hemrick. Toss to Berg in time. 1 pitch, 1 away, 4-3. And we'll get Ben Little to the plate now here for the Rough Riders. First pitch goes down for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes here to Ben Little, who has struck out twice in this game. Cato, 10 Ks. Outside. 2-0 to Little. Popped up foul. 2-1 to Little.
The buck at the concession stand, sponsored by Lake Area Tech, the best 2-year college in the nation.
That is a grounder right to Hemrick. He'll scoop it up, toss across again in time. Second out of the inning, another 4-3. And the Rough Riders are down to their last outs with Adler Jensen to the plates. Again, we'll have game 2 30 minutes following this one. We'll fire up a new stream here on YouTube. First pitch into Jensen. Strike. Jensen reached on the air in the 5th, struck out in the 2nd. Popped up and will go into foul territory. Berg going to track it down, grabbed it just off screen, and that is the final out of the inning. Arrows get the win over Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a final of 5-0. Cato throws a one-hitter this afternoon, 10 Ks for Cato, as he'll go the complete game and only walk one on 93 pitches. What a game from Cato. The rest of the Watertown lineup looks like this. Reese will have a hit, Olson with a hit, Briggs with a 2-hit, 3 RBI afternoon, Juergens with a hit, Himmerick with a hit. In total, 23 at-bats, 5 runs, 6 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. For Sioux Falls Roosevelt, just 1 hit. That'll go to Hartman on the afternoon. 23 at-bats, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Edwards goes 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Arrows get the win, 5-0. Over Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Game 2 comes up in 30 minutes. We'll have it here on Post 17 TV.
You've been watching coverage of Watertown Arrows baseball on Post 17 TV. This has been a presentation of the Watertown Baseball Association. Game 2 is in 30 minutes on Post 17 TV.